Hi guys, what's up and welcome back. Today I will be doing a different type of video. Today I'm going to be doing a birth chart reading on one of the most famous villains in all of pop culture history. Today we will be doing the birth chart reading of Tom Riddle, aka known as Voldemort. Well, yes, let's get into it. So for Voldemort, his birth chart is actually very crazy because I feel like it reveals so much about his personality, his character, his beliefs, or just like situations that have happened in his life. And I feel like it's just so insane how well this birth chart fits him. And I don't even think J.K. Rowling did this on purpose. Like, I think this is like all by like some coincidence. It's just insane. But for Tom Riddle's birth chart, we don't have his time. That would be very cool if we did, but sadly we do not have his time. But we do have the date on which he was born. He was born on December 31st, 1926, and he was born in London, UK. We are very lucky to have the city he was born in, the country he was born in, and the actual date of his birth, in quotation marks, I guess. But let's just dive right in because I'm very excited to share some of this stuff with you guys. And also the time and the date of his birth is canon. It's on the Harry Potter, well, not on the exact website. It's sort of like one of those like wiki fandom websites. I'ma just assume that's accurate. I'm pretty sure it is, but let's just get into it. Okay, so while I'm going through everything, I have everything like written down. So if I'm looking at my laptop a lot, that's probably why. But I'm I'm cheesing like a motherfucker because I'm so excited to read this because I just feel like it's so interesting. So for Voldemort, he has his sun in Capricorn. Capricorn is an earth sign. Capricorns are very known for being very hardworking, very ambitious, very responsible, very serious, very dedicated, and can sometimes come off as cold and calculating because they're ruled by Saturn. So the tarot card that Capricorn is represented by is the devil. So some people might say that Capricorns are like the devil sign in astrology. So some aspects he has to his sun, he has sun opposition Pluto. Pluto is the planet of destruction, but Pluto can also represent influence and power, and the sun is ruled by Leo, which rules over fame. So sun can be what you are known for. So Voldemort is known for the chaos and destruction he causes in people's lives, but he is also known for his influence and his power. So another aspect that he has to his sun, he has Sun trine Mars. Mars is the planet of aggression, violence, assertiveness, and war. And Voldemort is associated with all these things. Another aspect he has, funny enough, he has Sun conjunct Venus, but it even makes sense because in Voldemort's earlier days, he was known for being very charming, polite, charismatic, and he was also thought of as very handsome as well. So let's talk about Voldemort's moon. So Voldemort has his moon in Scorpio. The moon represents the mother. And Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, which is the planet of destruction. Pluto also can represent power struggles. So his mom as we all know, was bound by her father and wasn't allowed the freedom that she wanted. She was in a very abusive relationship with her family. She was pretty much stuck in her house and treated horribly by her father and her brother. Another thing about this moon in Scorpio is that these placements can be very afraid of betrayal, loss, abandonment, and this could explain why he has such a tight grip on his followers. Scorpio's ruled by the moon. By the moon, fuck, no. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, and Pluto represents power struggles, and this can explain why he's very controlling and his interpersonal relationships. Think about like anybody he has a relationship, mostly his followers, to be honest, because that's pretty much all of the people that he really has any sort of relation to. It's always, I'm the king, you are the servant. Like, it's like a power struggle. It's just like, it's not very healthy in relationships. Another thing about this moon in Scorpio is that, like I said, the moon can represent the mother and Scorpio can represent destruction. And it's kind of funny how Harry's mother, her love for her child, her motherhood, shielded Harry and brought Voldemort to his demise. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, the symbolism of it all. But he also has his moon conjunct Saturn, which can make a person very like cold and detached. He also has his Scorpio moon trine Neptune, and this can be a very chaotic mix sometimes. This can sometimes make somebody a little bit delusional, a little bit destructive. So for his Mercury, Voldemort has his Mercury in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is the planet of philosophy and ideology. Mercury represents communication and how somebody expresses themselves. So with his Mercury being in Sagittarius, it makes sense why he wants to implement his beliefs and doctrines on to other people and share his beliefs and his doctrines with other people. Now, whether these beliefs are ethical, whether these beliefs are moral, are to be determined. But Sagittarius rules over politicians and also rules over the law. So this might explain why he wanted to get so heavily involved with the government, in this case, the Ministry of Magic, and why, when he regained full power, he sought out to make new laws and procedures in the Ministry of Magic. Now, he has Neptune, which can represent illusions, can represent deceit, lies, trickery, manipulation, trine his Mercury, which is his communication and his thinking. This can make him very creative, but it also can make him very deceitful and untrustworthy. Now let's talk about Voldemort's Mars. So his Mars is in Taurus, and Mars is the planet of aggression, dominance, and drive. Taurus is a fixed sign and is known for its stubbornness. And Taurus is also ruled by Earth, which is an element that is known for its steadfastness and stubbornness. So this can explain why he's very relentless. He doesn't give up. Also, Taurus is ruled by Venus, and although Venus can be very pleasant when it wants to be, it can also be looked as very superficial, very self-centered, very egocentric and self-seeking. And I feel like this might explain his bigotry towards Muggle-borns and Muggles. Taurus is a sign that can be very set in their ways and very stubborn. And I feel like Taurus can also be a sign that sometimes can be very self-centered or egocentric. And I feel like it kind of makes sense when you piece this together because he's very stubborn, very self-righteous. So if what all of he's seen and experienced is, you know, his father being a Muggle and his father mistreating him and leaving him to grow up in an orphanage, all of what he's seen the Muggle world do to the wizarding community, like in the little wizarding Muggle war, whatever, and how humans have pushed wizards into hiding or whatever. So when you couple all that together, it makes a lot of sense why he could be bigoted towards Muggles and Muggle-borns. So yeah. Now let's talk about his Jupiter. So his Jupiter is in Aquarius, and Leo and Aquarius are the fame axis. Leo is more of fame related to like the self, and Aquarius is fame related to the community. And Jupiter rules abundance, so this could explain why he has such a cult following. Aquarius is the sign that wants to make progress, and sometimes this progress can be through economic, political, and social structures. And Jupiter is the planet that rules ideology and philosophy. So based on these things, I genuinely believe that he thought what he was doing was for the betterment of his community. Now let's get into his Saturn. So Saturn rules restriction and delay. His Saturn is in the sign of Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter rules law. He feels like he is restricted by the wizarding laws that are set into place. And he said himself how he feels like wizards are forced into hiding by humans and blah, 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 blah. He has his Saturn squaring his Neptune. Saturn rules authority. Neptune rules delusion. So he has delusions centered around authority. He believes he is his own authority. He believes he doesn't have to listen to authority set in place, and he believes that he can override that authority. And I feel like that's very interesting. Now let's dive into his Neptune. So Voldemort's Neptune is in Leo. And y'all, guess who's a Leo? Harry James Potter. Neptune rules spirituality, the sixth sense, psychics, and prophecies. His Neptune is in Leo, so he had a prophecy, Neptune, that was centered around a child being born in late July, which in that time would be the sign of Leo. So this goes to show that he had delusions around Harry possibly being the root of his demise. Voldemort has his Neptune squaring his Saturn, so his illusions, which represent Neptune, centered around Harry, Leo, is what restricted him to his lesser form, Saturn, because Saturn rules restrictions. And on top of that, it's what delayed his rule of power. Saturn is delayed, Saturn is restrictions. He also has his Neptune opposing his Jupiter. So it's funny because through the prophecy, which is Neptune again, his abundance, his kingship, his expansion, his ideology, which is ruled by Jupiter, is opposed in the sign of Leo, which is the very same sun sign of Harry Potter. Now, let us talk about his Pluto in Cancer. So the Cancer is ruled by the moon. Like I said, it rules fertility, the mother, and birth. Voldemort's birth brought destruction to his mother. It literally killed her. Pluto represents destruction. Cancer represents the mother. And another funny thing is Cancer also rules the family. Voldemort killed his family. And his Pluto's in Cancer. And Pluto represents destruction. Another thing. Pluto rules the mother. Pluto rules motherhood and fertility. Pluto is destruction, like I just said. And it was Lily's motherly love and protection, which ultimately brought Voldemort's demise and destruction. Because without Lily's protection, Harry would have never got the power or the tools to defeat Voldemort. So isn't that insane? Well, we have made it to the end of the video. And I don't know, when I was looking at this chart, I was just in awe because the way everything lines up perfectly. Like, it's almost too good to be true. Like, but this is like the day that J.K. Rowling said, like, I don't know. It's just insane how much this aligns with his personality, his beliefs, his behavior, and the circumstances in his life. Like, this is just insane. And he's not even real, but like this shit is still aligning in such a way that it's just mind-boggling. Like, I don't know. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. This was very fun to do. I might do another little birth chart reading because this was very fun to do. This was a very fun video to make. I guess I'll be catching y'all in the next one. Bye.